Hey everybody, it's Josh. Welcome back to the Landlord Harassment Channel. I almost can't believe I am even making this video. But the title of this video is correct. It is not a troll. I am going to back down and I am going to concede to Haverkamp's demands that I vacate this property. This may come as a shock to a lot of you, but it's just what I've got to do. Now, if you've watched any of my past videos, you know that I was pretty determined to fight. I've done nothing wrong. All I've tried to do is have peace and quiet in my own house. And Haverkamp doesn't want to let me have peace and quiet in my own house. Don't want to get back all into that now. I've got a bunch of other videos about that. You guys have probably seen them. But a wrench has been thrown into my plans. And here's that wrench. I have a friend who is himself a prominent businessman around here. And he decided to insert himself into the situation, that is to reach out to some Haverkamp executives on my behalf, even though I had told him not to do so. He was just trying to be a friend. And to be fair to him, there was a moment where I texted him, I said, okay, maybe I'll let you do this, right? But I kind of went back to, no, let's not do that. But he did anyway, and he was trying to be a friend. He was trying to help get the situation resolved and so on and so forth. But now, Haverkamp knows that I know this guy. So this creates a bunch of moral issues for me that didn't exist before with regard to how I was going to sue Haverkamp, how I was going to fight back against them, how I was going to expose them, and so on and so forth. Because now, anything I do against them very well could make my other friend look bad. And it could cause them to start shunning him or doing things to mess with his business. You know what I'm saying? Because Haverkamp is powerful enough to do that. This guy is relatively well off, but he doesn't have like the power around town that Haverkamp has. So they can play all kinds of games with him if they want, just because they're vindictive against him for his association with me. And if there's one thing Haverkamp has proved to me over the last year, it's that they're willing to play dirty. So, for the sake of for the sake of my friend, I'm going to concede to Haverkamp's demands, and I will not be pursuing action against them in the future. And I'm going to be willing to sign something that says all of this. What this means is that Brooke Farmer, the manager who's been harassing me for a year, is going to get away with her actions. And there's going to be nothing I can do about it. And she's going to do this to somebody else in the future that she decides she doesn't like. And when she does, Todd and the others at Haverkamp are going to back her up. And that's the way it is. That eats me up. It really does. I'm sure Brooke is probably watching this video and like smiling to herself a little bit. But the thing is that I have a set of morals and ethics that I live by. Now that my friend is sort of involved in a way, I can't bring myself to do anything that's going to hurt him. So I'm just going to back down. No, this is predicated on one condition only. What I'm going to tell Haverkamp, what I've kind of already told them, and what me and my attorney are going to talk about on Monday or Tuesday, is that I'm going to do everything I just said I was going to do. I'm going to concede, and I'm going to hold them blameless. So in other words, I'm not going to file future action against them or any kind of lawsuit or anything like that. On one condition, and that condition is that they buy out the rest of my lease. Because the offer they made me is insanely stupid. They're offering like 1 month's rent and my security deposit back. It's like, no. After everything you put me through, no. I've been a good paying tenant here. I've been a quiet paying tenant here for 8 years. I calculated this last night. I think I've given them about $70,000 in rent over the last 8 years. They can buy out my lease and give me this little $5,000. It's either $4,000 or $5,000. I forget which it is. But let's just say it's $4,000. They can give me this little $4,000, buy out the rest of my lease. They can do that much for me. And I'm going to make sure they do. Otherwise, I will push things to court. Because I have to draw a line somewhere. Especially after everything I've been put through. But as long as they do that for me, as long as they buy out the rest of my lease, this little $4,000, $5,000, whatever it is, this includes the deposit, by the way. This is 5 months rent and deposit. As long as they do that, I will sign anything holding them blameless and whatever else. It's not a problem. But if they don't, then I'm going to push this to court, and then I'm going to expose a whole lot of stuff. You know what I mean? So I'm looking out for my friend here, but I can only even look out for him so much. I got to get something out of this because, plus this 5,000 or 4,000 rather, it gets me a lot of things. It doesn't get me much, but it gets me like a month in a possible motel, and then once I find an apartment, a month, first month in security deposit, and possibly a couple of months rent money left over, right? So it gets me just enough to sort of be on my merry way and get by. So yeah, I can't believe it's going to end like this. I can't believe that I'm sitting here telling you that I'm backing down. But you've got to look out for your friends, especially friends that have looked out for you. And this person has, and he's always been good to me. And I'm not just going to put him in a position where he's going to be a target because he knows me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to pursue action against anybody, not Todd, not Haverkamp, not Brooke Farmer. I'm going to let this all slide and pretend it never happened. I can't believe I'm saying this, but this is where I'm going. Again, this is predicated on the fact that they buy out the entire rest of my lease and my security deposit. If they don't do that, then I'm pushing it to court. Because again, I got to draw a line someplace. It's hurting me to let this go. Everything in me wants to fight. But the truth is, I don't want to be here anyway. In this apartment, I don't want to live here anymore anyway. I haven't wanted to live here in a long time. The only reason I stuck around was for the principle of the matter. I wasn't going to let them push me out of here, especially when I've done nothing wrong. And I wasn't going to let Brooke think she could just push me around and bully me, which she's tried to do over the last year. So that's really the only reason I've stuck around. Honestly, if it weren't for Brooke, I probably would have been gone sooner. But yeah, Brooke is not going to pay for her actions, at least not through me. But people like Brooke Farmer have a tendency of getting what's coming to them. God sees when you're screwing with somebody that's not giving you a reason to screw with them. And God makes sure that people like that have more trouble than they otherwise would have in life. And God's got all kinds of ways of screwing with people's lives. So I know Brooke is going to I know that karma is going to take care of Brooke. I don't have any doubt about that. So in God's hands it goes. But this is something I've been thinking about for a few days ever since my friend kind of told Haverkamp executives that he knows me and he tried to sort of vouch for me. By the way, he didn't ask me to do this either. I'm doing this on my own power. Sometimes it sucks to live by your own morals and ethics, but the thing is, I can look myself in the mirror when I live by my morals and ethics, right? So as much as I hate letting this all go, I can look myself in the mirror and know that because of the sort of wrench that's been thrown into this situation, letting this go is the right thing to do. Because my friend doesn't deserve to be hurt because of me. You know? And, Haverkamp will retaliate on people. They don't care. So that's what it is. I felt like I had one more thing to say before I left this off. I can't remember what it was. Oh, I'm just going to reiterate. So yeah, as long as Haverkamp buys out the rest of my lease, lets me walk away with this $4,000. It might be 5,000, but I'm just saying. Let's just say it's 4,000. I'm good. I'll hold them blameless for everything they've done. We'll sign something saying so, and I'll be on my merry way. Now, after this happens, I'm probably going to privatize all the videos that I've made about Haverkamp Properties. I would delete them, but the thing is that YouTube, when you delete videos, YouTube makes you go in and hand delete each one individually. Now, I don't want to go through all that. So it's just easier to privatize them. I can press one button and privatize them all. And so I will. So yeah, I lost. And I'm choosing to lose, and it doesn't feel great. But I got to do what's right here. So that's that. So guys, have a good rest of your weekend. It's Saturday morning right now. I think it's like 9 o'clock, 9:30. Have a good day. Get outside. It's going to be a pretty nice day for February. So get outside, do something, have some fun, hang out with your girlfriend or whoever you're going to hang out with. Enjoy the weekend. That's all.